Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin. You are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the orcs as we get into the Flyboyz. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. And stay to the end of the video because we do have a giveaway for you guys. With that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Flyboyz. It takes a special kind of orc to strap himself into the pilot seat of a ramshackled aircraft and hurtle into aerial combat. Namely a bonkers one. Renowned as frothing loons, even amongst the speed freaks, these orc aces scream through the skies at breathtaking velocities and will cheerfully approach any target head-on, no matter how massive or dangerous. From one end of the galaxy to the other, deranged orc flyboys hurtle into battle with the sole intent of creating as much high-speed carnage as they can. Many fly solo, giving themselves overblown names such as Captain Killwigs, the Black Baron, and Flyboy Dakkajet, in order to strike terror into their enemies and impress their peers. Others form entire squadrons of ace flyboys and set out to create as much destruction as possible, their legends growing with each retelling. Amongst the most infamous of these aerial murder mobs is the Death Squadron, led by the Flyboss Commander Uzgob. The Death Squadron is one of the most iconic formations of orc flyboys in recent memory, surviving dozens of flights in the bloody war between Warboss Badthug and Grimlug. Uzgob's airborne loons have been responsible for the deployment of the Ganter Buster Bomb in Scrap Alley, the sinking of Warboss Grimlug's battleship, and the aerial deployment of over 5,000 angry squigs into Grimlug's main encampment. And of course there have been other famed squadrons. The Death Skull Aces, known as the Blue Bombers, have been the terror of friend and foe alike, above the jungles of Armageddon for 3 years now, their Blitzer Bomber wings screaming down to scrape the canopy with every suicidal attack run. And of course, Mad Black's Fire Skull Flyers are a band of gun-happy Evil Sun pilots whose aerial races have been known to literally set the skies above Ryza on fire for miles in every direction. Meanwhile, the Imperial Knights of the Night World, Quinella II, learned to fear the short-lived but deadly Goth Flyers, known simply as the Nuttas, whose repeated flying headbutts took a shocking toll on the ancient war machines of that world. While each Flyboy Flyer is unique in their own right, there are 3 distinct types: the Dakkajets, the Blitzer Bombers, and the Wazbom Blastajet. Streaking into battle through war-scorched skies, a Dakkajet's massive thruster leaves an oil contrail of black smoke in its wake, while the plane's huge wing-mounted supershooter spits hails of bullets at its foe. Though not as nimble as the aircraft of some other races, Dakkajets are capable of incredible turns of speed that make them fearsome dogfighters. It also helps that the orcs fly like complete lunatics, taking risks that Imperial pilots would see as pure insanity. Dakkajet pilots are great believers in quantity over quality. As such, they ensure that mechs strap every gun available to the fuselage of their aircraft. In the heat of battle, while corkscrewing madly through formations of enemy aircraft, the Flyboys cut loose with their full arsenal. They maintain that long, uncontrolled bursts that are the best way to ensure targets go down in blazing ruin. Some Dakkajet pilots have even been known to smash out their cockpit glass with the butts of their sluggas in order to add their own pistol fire to the barrage. This can have unforeseen and spectacular consequences during void warfare. Dakkajets fill the dual strategic niche of air-to-air dogfighters and air-to-ground assault craft, not least because the pilots attack every target in sight. Armored columns and infantry formations alike find themselves racked by furious firestorms as the Dakkajets hurl low overhead, while enemy pilots feel panic building as swarms of these ramshackle greenskin aircraft race towards them with absolutely no consideration for their own survival. Of particular note is the fearsome Flying Edbutt, favored amongst the most deranged flyboys, who, unable to resist getting stuck in at point-blank range, simply crank their throttles and soar headlong into their victims, bellowing "Wah!" all the way. Needless to say, the impact of several dozen tons of scrap metal, jet fuel, and munitions moving at breakneck speed is enough to decapitate even an Imperial Titan on a good day, and a single such kamikaze maneuver has on occasion turned the course of an entire war. And of course, there's always the Blitzer Bombers. Even on their best day, the average orc flyboy has little patience for trajectories, payload arcs, and all other boring bits involved in high-altitude bombings. Blitzer Bomber pilots instead ensure that their massively unsubtle boom bombs land more or less on target by simply dropping them from point-blank range. A Blitzer Bomber pilot will throw their aircraft into a screaming nosedive their terrified grot crewmen pulling the bomb release lever at the last possible moment. After a loud clank and some alarming juddering, the payload plunges groundward and explodes with a thunderous bang. Meanwhile, with bombs away, the crackling flyboy pulls up, hopefully. Such maneuvers do not always end up well, and most grots have to be forcibly nailed into their bombardiers' nests to avoid them bailing out before takeoff. Sad, when a boom bomb does score a direct hit, the resulting carnage is more than worth the risk. These homogeneous explosives reduce fortifications to blazing rubble, turn tanks into craters, and generally rip enormous holes in the enemy's lines for the foot-slogging orcs to pour through. And then there are the Burna Bombers, the inevitable byproduct of the orcs' love for speed, fire, and the desire to combine these things while killing something. Strapped with as many incendiary bombs and rockets as is physically feasible, Burna Bombers streak low over the battlefield, raining death upon enemy infantry. Wild-eyed Burna Boy pilots of these craft like to watch their targets burn up close and crispy. As such, they regularly return to base with their vehicle's undercarriage streaking with gore and scorch marks. Burna Bombers sometimes carry Scorcher missiles, armament that renders them even more deadly. These corkscrewing warheads make a mockery of fortifications, exploding in pyrotechnic showers that drive their victims from cover, or else cook them alive, with defenses turning into death traps. And then finally the Wazbom Blastajet, when the blocky silhouettes of these flyers fill the sky. Any enemy knows to run for cover. Custom-built airborne death machines, bristling with humming force fields and crackling madcap weaponry, Wazbom Blastajets are ferociously shooty and surprisingly resilient in incoming fire. They are built by the demented mechboy pilots who, fed up with seeing the Flyboys having all the fun, create the best scrap and cunning inventions into their own personal aircraft. Wazbom pilots compete to see whose personalized creations can blow up the most targets the fastest and in the most hilariously spectacular way. The mechs thoroughly enjoy such contests, for not only are they entertaining, but every successful kill ensures more scrap to be looted at the battlefield's end. The experience is somewhat less entertaining for the enemy, who will find themselves subjected to aerial bombardment by a bewildering array of lethal weaponry. Custom mega cannons spit searing streams of raw energy into the foe, blasting them to atoms, while underslung smash guns snatch up their targets in localized force fields and squash them like grut skulls under a rut herder's boot. Some Blastajets mount teleporter mega blasters, whose shimmering beams grab their victims and hurl them through the warp to either rematerialize high in the air, fatally emerge inside their solid objects, or be torn apart and distributed literally over the wide area. Meanwhile, return fire rattles from the Blastajet's thick armor, or rebounds from the wobbling force field bubble they project. And those were 40 facts on the Flyboys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you guys use. For the first time ever, I used Dakkajets, or well, for the first time ever me playing Orcs, I used Flyers, period. I used the Dakkajets in this 4,000 point game that I had with the Sound Alchemist. It was Tau versus the Orcs, and they didn't do much. I think they got rid of a unit of the stealth suits, but that's about it. It's a lot of shots. I was even using the Bad Moon's or the Bad Moon's Clanton ability, so I was getting to reroll my ones, and still nothing impressive, or at least not for me to say, oh, I want to bring these all the time. Then again, they didn't die, so there was that, I guess, but I was playing Tau. So, I don't know. Comment down below, let me know if the Dakkajets are the best flyers to use for the Orcs, or if I should try using the Wazbom Blastajets. As you guys can tell, my throat really hurts, and I apologize for all the cracking and all that kind of stuff. I just really wanted to create this video for you guys because we're giving away a box set of the Wazbom Blastajets. Now, the box set itself, you can create any of these 4 variants of flyers. So it's really up to you guys. Like I said, I bought this a while back, and I ended up going to like Hobby Lobby and buying like the $20 World War II airplanes. And with the bits from the Wazbom Blastajets, I can actually create more Ork flyers. So keep that in mind if you win, or if you go purchase these. You're purchasing the Wazbom Blastajets, but then on top of that, you get extra bits, and you could actually kit bash a bunch of other stuff if you go and get like a World War II flyer or anything like that. In order for you guys to win this, all you have to do is, number one, be a subscriber, because this is a subscriber appreciation giveaway. Number two, comment down in the comment section below, like this video, and share it with your friends on Facebook or Twitter or Reddit or anything like that. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and listening to us, even when our pronunciation is horrible, when we're sick and all that good stuff, or bad stuff. But yeah, thank you. And again, the winner will be announced in a week. Anybody can participate. Don't forget, we have other giveaways going on. Yesterday's video, we were giving away Magnus the Red. So if you check out our 40 facts on the, I think it was the Demon Primarchs, you can win Magnus the Red. So jump on over there and comment again. You can comment as many times as you want. Actually, if you comment more times on a video, you're more likely to win. But then just be careful, because if you comment like spam comment, YouTube is just gonna kick you out and you're not gonna win. So 5 comments a day, I think, should be good. But yeah, thanks for everything, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.